How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Mike here. Today we're going to talk about some options that you have to get free and better education than the conventional system we have. Now, some of you may have watched my video that I talked about how our traditional school system, I think, is failing us, and I think it's doing worse to us than it's actually helping us because, one, it's very expensive and it's very inefficient for what you're paying for it. And depending on who you are, you may agree or disagree with me on that video. So consider this a response or a continuation for that. So if you are either at a place in your life right now, whether you're considering going to college or getting some high or form of higher education, I think you should truly consider these options. Now, someone argued from my previous video that the main reason why we go to college is so that we can be more educated in general. It doesn't really have to do with your career path or how much money you're gonna make. And I think that's bullocks, as the Englishman would say. I think most people go to college or try to get a degree in order to be able to afford a certain lifestyle or to choose a career path. At least that's how higher education is being sold to most young men and women. If you're gonna go that route, I want you to consider it and really think twice about it, because it is gonna be 4 to 5 years of your life on average. And if you're, say, in the medical field or even a law student, then you're gonna be spending a lot more time and money going to school. Now, if you consider any other career path, and by career path, I mean think of anything in tech: a web developer, digital marketer, a coder, programmer. There's a whole lot of things that you can do and learn where you don't have to necessarily go through the conventional system. So I'm gonna give you 5 options today where you can learn those things or learn the skills that you need free of charge. Okay, I'm lying. Nothing is free. You're not gonna get it for free, because even though you're not paying or giving a monetary value to this thing, you're really paying with your time. And your time, to me, is a lot more valuable than even money that you pay. So you're going to be paying with your time. There's always a cost to learn. But either way, I think this may be better options for you than going to pay some institution and spending 5 years of your life there. So here we go. The first option, YouTube. You're looking at it. Guys, I can't tell you how much I've learned in my career just watching YouTube videos. I can take you all the way back when I was a teenager and my side hustle was building computers. Yes, I used to go on this website, Newegg, Tiger Direct. I would get a bunch of computer components and I would put them together, build a nice little desktop, and I would sell them on Craigslist. And guys, I was always sold out. It would take me maybe a week, 2 weeks to put a computer together, and I would sell it between $250 and $300. And you wanna know how I learned how to do this? I watch YouTube videos. And guys, so YouTube is a legitimate option for you to learn things for free. Now, the only downside to learning on YouTube is that there is just an overwhelming amount of information. So you have to be really careful who you listen to and who you let lecture you. My advice is always, when you listen to somebody, make sure that that person has either gone through what you're trying to do or they're currently doing it presently. So I think those people are worth listening to. But I think YouTube is a legitimate option for you to learn something and get real skills, real life skills that you can transfer into some type of income. Number 2, internships. Simply means go work for free. You have to consider working for free, okay? Now, this is how I want you to look at it. As I said in the beginning of the video, there's always a cost to learn. If you go through the traditional system, you're gonna pay a bunch of thousands of dollars and pay some professor who has been in that line of work for years to teach you something. Whereas, if you go work for free under somebody else. So let's say, depending on the career path or exactly what it is that you're trying to take in, I highly encourage you to find either a big company or a mentor. So say, for example, you're looking to get into real estate, find somebody who's already doing what you want to do and go add value to them. Work under them for free. And what you're doing is you're going to learn. You're going to learn how the game goes. You're going to learn so many different things, but more importantly, you're going to network and meet people that you would not be able to meet otherwise. I'll give an example. Many of you may have seen my video where I talked about my career path where I went from 0 to $1 million. Now, I didn't make $1 million in most of the time that I was working. It took me going into a company and learning how things work on a higher level, but more importantly, shaking hands and meeting the right people, networking with the right people within that company structure. And that's what really propelled me to move to the next level and go to 7 figures in my career. So that's what I mean by going to work for somebody. You don't have to get paid, but what you're getting paid for is the knowledge that you're getting out of it. So I highly, highly encourage internships. And your approach to internships should always be value add. You're not going there just to get some type of credit or none of that BS. Just think about a problem that that company has or that mentor, an individual has, and figure out a way to help them solve that problem. When you add more value, guess what? It's easy peasy to get in and get so much more knowledge in return. Number 3, going on for number 2 is mentorship. Guys, I can't tell you how important, extremely important, getting a mentor is. I can tell you even from my own experience that finding a good mentor is like a double-edged sword. Okay, I've always cried about I need a mentor, I need a mentor, I need a mentor, but sometimes or most times it generally doesn't work in a way where you approach somebody and say, hey, can you mentor me? It doesn't work that way. Oftentimes it's the same thing I said for internships is you find a problem or you figure out a way to help somebody or someone that you've targeted to be a mentor, figure out a way to help them out, figure out a way to solve whatever problems that they may be having. And I guarantee you that if you can solve problems for someone or you approach that partnership or relationship with you bringing some type of value to the table, it makes it much more easier to find a mentor. But that's not to say that there aren't a lot of people out there who just, it makes them happy. It gives them joy to bring up somebody else. I know I've been extremely lucky in finding people who really just want to share the knowledge with me. They see this guy who's grinding and they're like,
hey, I like you, or hey, you remind me of me when I was XYZ years old.
I want to help you. And you'll find a lot of those individuals. But guess what? You're not going to find them sitting at home. Okay? You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, get out into the world, get out into social events, and talk about things. Talk about your dreams and aspirations. Just talk to people. You never know who you're talking to, and you never know what connections that you're going to make. Mentorship is a great way to get a good education. I can tell you some individuals that I've met and I've known for just 1 year. I've learned more from them in 1 year than the 20-some years that I spent going to school. Number 4 is forums. Again, I'm biased because I'm a digital guy, and so I learn a lot of what I know now just online. And I remember when I first started my career as a web developer in high school, I would go to forums. I would go to forums like Digital Point or Site Point. What's it called? Site Point. It was Site something. And I would just be on those forums and different pages every single day. If I needed to learn something about a line of code or how to make this link work this way, I would just post on forums or search on the forum and see who somebody else may have asked that same question. So I would say forums are a big way, not just to learn something, but also be part of a community. Because again, when you think of the formal style of education, it's pretty much cut and dry. But when you're actually in a forum, you become a part of a community where you're not just taking information or absorbing information, but sometimes you're able to add value as well. You're not just asking questions, but you're helping somebody learn something as well. So I think forums, for whatever subject matter, whatever your interests are, there's a forum on it online. I can guarantee you that. You just have to look and you'll find something. So I think going on online forums are also great ways to learn and educate yourself. And number 5, the last option that I think is a free way. Now, I thought about using this. I thought about putting this on the list, but I also use my own personal experience. This app called Clubhouse, and Clubhouse did not sponsor this video. If you're on the iOS, okay, if you have an iPhone, you can get into Clubhouse. What I love about Clubhouse is that it's not just somebody typing, or it's not just you reading a text or a picture. You're hearing people's voices, and you can go into different rooms and really get educated about something. I'll give an example. When I joined Clubhouse, I would go into forums that talked about crypto for the most part. And I'd already started investing in crypto, but I learned so much more that I did not know. For example, I wanted to create my own NFT or first NFT, and I had no clue what to do. But I go into this one room and boom, that's all they talked about. They gave me what I needed, how much I needed to do, or what platforms that are legitimate that I needed to go on. And basically I was getting free education from somebody who just wanted to share. And it's a real person. It's not a robot. You're basically listening to your peers and other people who are doing the same things or who have done what you're trying to do. And that's why I recommend Clubhouse. Again, it's not available on the Android platform yet, but for iOS users, this is a great platform for you to learn something, whatever subject matter. Perhaps if you're not able to find somebody to teach you something, you can start your own room as well. But I think Clubhouse is a legitimate way to learn about something new and educate yourself just in general, or about a particular skill that you're looking to learn. Okay, so those are my 5 methods, guys. Now, I said that they're free, but again, remember that you're paying with your time, and your time is very valuable. But these are legitimate ways to educate yourself without having to go through the formal route and spend all of these thousands of dollars. Now, if you wanted more paid, obviously you can get a course that somebody wrote, but I'll be very careful with those. Anyways, I hope you learned something today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. Again, my name is Mike, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.